Hi, I'm Nick Mason of Pink Floyd, and I'm hoping that all of you will enjoy The Endless River, which is destined, I think, to be our final swan song, but we're very happy with it, and I hope you would be too. I think, probably the first trip to Japan is the most memorable, because at that time none of us had been to the Far East at all, and at that time Japan was much less sort of well known. So, like most Westerners arriving in Japan, we were astonished to be offered raw fish for breakfast. Whereas now, of course, everywhere is some of the best restaurants in London are sushi and Japanese restaurants. So it was mind-bogglingly different for us at the time. And the other great memory is, of course, that the English are prone to make fun of Japanese tourists, but actually we were full-on English tourists. That we immediately went out and all bought cameras and video cameras and filmed each other everywhere for about 10 days and then lost the lot. No, we had a great time. I think great affection for the fans, and whether it was the bullet train, wasn't it? That was also a revelation when we were used to the sort of English railways, pretty slow.
There's quite a few on about your first show in Japan, 1971.
Hakone.
Yes, Hakone. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, it was terrific. It was really exciting coming to Japan. We'd never been anywhere that exotic, and Hakone was, in many ways, it was probably our favourite trip of all to Japan, because it was such fun. I remember staying there, and there was fireworks in the evening, and the weather was terrible. I think there were rainstorms at the time, but it had a great festival atmosphere. It was a real music event.
It's a bottom of Mount Fuji, I guess.
Yeah.
Hakone, you can see holy Mount Fuji, and then the weather, stormy weather, really fits you into the picture, I guess. Very Pink Floyd.
Yeah, very Pink Floyd.
So, do you remember the audience in Hakone? Because I was looking at the old films, and it was just like a field. Yeah. And then it's, it's nothing like a Glastonbury, but it's just so...
Well, it was a very early Glastonbury. It was a proper sort of music festival, but years ahead of its time.
Okay.
Maybe that was
you went to 88 as well?
Yes. Well, there wasn't, it was an opportunity. It was Sapporo, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. So it was after the Olympics. Oh, we must have been playing in Sapporo on one of the tours. That's what it was. 88, was that the Budokan Theatre? What do I remember about that? Well, I suppose our main memory of that was this curious thing of playing really rather early in the evening. It was almost like a sort of tea time, thé dansant, I think it's known in Europe. I remember less about that one, as I say again. It was, by then it's slightly less exotic. Once you've been to Japan 2 or 3 times, you sort of get to know it better. But I think it's the culture shock of the first visit that was the most impressive. Japan of all places is very tech savvy, so I don't remember any big problems with that. We've had far worse problems in Italy, let's say, or sort of Eastern Europe than we ever had in Japan. There's always someone who can fix the lights or the sound. Most of our equipment was made in Japan anyway.
And I heard that you are top of the pre-order chart of Amazon UK,
so they
beating One Direction. Yeah. How good is that?
It's very good, considering that neither David or I have any great dance moves on stage. I think it's a tribute to the music. It's not my sort of music, but having said that, I'm a great believer in everyone enjoying whatever music they like. They're very good at what they do. And if they ever need a drummer, I'd be more than happy to help out.
That'd be a great session.
As long as I don't have to dance.